For Kathleen and Dan, getting married, it's a proud confirmation of the love, friendship, trust, and the respect that they have for each other. For them, marriage is about creating one unit and committing to be there for each other through the good and the bad, the ups and the downs, and never forgetting why they chose to go on this incredible journey. And that journey began when they met at a friend's 18th birthday. Upon meeting, Dan thought Kathleen was simply hot. For Kathleen, she liked how much confidence Dan had for such a small guy. In the beginning, Dan admits that he was very keen on Kathleen from the night they first met, and he quickly fell head over heels. Kathleen also knew from the start that this was very special. She fell instantly, and as the years went on, Kathleen knew she would be standing here one day with Dan. Kathleen, when I asked Dan what he loves most about you, he said the support and the strength that you give him daily. Being with you is the perfect combination of excitement and relief. He knows that as long as he has you, everything will be okay. You have taught him a great deal about caring and the generosity of spirit. In Dan's eyes, you are his princess, and he could not love another human as much as he loves you. Dan, when I asked Kathleen what she loves most about you, she said you help keep her grounded. You are patient, caring, and understanding, even when she is having one of her tanties. Kathleen knows that no matter what happens, you will always be by her side, and is so thankful for the love that you show, the commitment you share, and for always dreaming of a life with the two of you. She loves you with all her heart and much more. You are best friends, you're lovers, and you're soon to be husband and wife. May the past be just a taste of the happiness, joy, and contentment that married life will bring to you both. For those that are unaware, although Dan and Kathleen knew they were each other's soulmate when apart, it took an overseas venture to rekindle their relationship in 2011. Whilst Dan was working in Europe, Kathleen met him for 2 nights whilst visiting her best friend and bridesmaid, Claire Winchester. And from that moment on, there was no looking back. Dan proposed to Kathleen in Africa on November 2nd, 2012, cementing their unit. 14 months have passed, and we are here today to celebrate this commitment officially. Although today will become a very special day for Kathleen and Dan, for the Schultz family, today is already a very special day. In 1947, Daniel's grandparents, Ada and Milton Schultz, were married. Kathleen and Dan would like me to take a moment to acknowledge and remember not just Ada and Milton, but all the grandparents who unfortunately are no longer with us: Eric and Les Carter, Gordon and Flo Broadway, and Natalie Hodgkinson. Today, they will be with us in spirit. At this time, I ask Kathleen's parents to please come forward to give her away. Sue and Rick, as Kathleen's parents, you have been there every step of the way. You have watched her grow and become the beautiful woman she is today. And you have seen her relationship with Dan blossom and have witnessed the love that she has for this man. So on this day, will you give Kathleen to Dan and allow her to become his lawful wedded wife?
We do.
All right, she said.
Thank you. Dan, on this day, will you take Kathleen to be your lawful wedded wife? Will you show love, forgiveness, compassion, and cherish her from this day forward as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Kathleen, on this day, will you take Dan to be your lawful wedded husband? Will you show love, forgiveness, compassion, and cherish him from this day forward as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Kathleen Michelle Broadway and Daniel Benjamin Schultz, before you are joined in marriage, in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I'm to remind you of the solemn and the binding nature of the relationship in which you now are about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of a man and a woman to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Kathleen and Dan will now exchange their wedding vows.